we taught to go Democrat back in the day. We didn't care. It just black people supposed to vote Democrat, so that's it. Never even heard the other side.
And I
never even wanted to care what the other side said. Just black Democrat.
Don't even know the name.
Well, let me challenge you with that though. And so, all right, ever since I was young, in the household it was Democrat.
Yep.
But what is the Republican base? What are they saying or what are they doing that's kind of like so much better that leads you to say, okay, I want to vote Republican?
Yeah, no, I didn't vote Republican either. I voted independent. But just hearing the conservative side, I'm like, I align with a lot of conservatives.
Oh, okay. So,
like,
so from a conservative standpoint.
Right.
Okay.
The conservative part. I align with a lot.
I understand that.
You know,
get it yourself. Go out and get it.
No he, she in the woman bathroom. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that shit is important to me. Like, I got a daughter.
A certain amount of time of having assistance, you should be able to uplift yourself because it's the one younger than you that need it too.
Right.
So it's certain things of
less
that
government,
where
man.
So you don't need 10 years of housing and you ain't got no kids.
Right.
So I do kind of look at the conservative movement, and I agree with some of the stuff that they saying.
Absolutely.
But I also believe that a lot of these political figures, I'm not going to agree with you 100%.
Absolutely.
And so
I
that's
don't think we agree with anybody 100%.
Well,
exactly.
I think that's the gimmick of America, though.
Yeah, and
personally,
that's the case. But I wanted to kind of let that be known because there are a lot of the conservative virtues that I am totally against.
Right.
Like, I'm not with the, okay, I'm a victim. And I kind of almost don't even like how that's kind of presented to say that, okay, black people look at themselves as victims if they're saying this.
Right.
When we have certain segments of the population who can acknowledge their traumas, and it's almost like we're going to dismiss your trauma and you don't even need to acknowledge that trauma.
Yeah.
And so like that part I'm like kind of like totally against.
Absolutely.
Like I would never agree with that.
Right. No.
But I don't feel like you should look at what happened in the past and be like, I cannot do better.
Right. Absolutely.
You can try to do better, but there are systemic things that are happening and that has happened that contribute to the nature of the society that we live in.
100%.
Like that,
Word.
like that just goes without saying.
Yeah.
And so from the conservative standpoint, I look at it like they won't even acknowledge that.
Yeah.
And so at that point, it's like you kind of lost.
Yeah, they do try to look past that enough. Like, tell you to get over it.
Yeah, they on
Almost
some
get over it.
pull yourself up by your own bootstrap.
Yeah.
I understand that,
Right.
but let's just say
concept,
for the concept of redlining.
Right.
Like when, black families had acquired an accurate credit score to be able to buy property and they were trying to get into certain communities,
Right.
you had redlining that kept them out of those communities.
So, question, are you talking about how it was when we raised, or you going to tell your children to look out for that same Democratic Republican thing? Because basically, depending on what tax bracket you in, depending on who you're going to vote for.
But I think this is the
Let's
challenge.
just
I
be
think this
honest.
is the challenge.
That plays a big part.
I think this is the challenge. I think that we've been voting blindly Democrat for so long that they just expect us to vote for them.
No
so
doubt.
they're not willing to do anything for us.
Right.
So, but I can understand that, but they didn't win all terms. So they got to do something different because Trump got in.
No,
and they
but what I'm
expected them to
saying
win,
is,
and then
what
the
I'm
person
saying
they gave
is
us we didn't like.
We need to hold them accountable, though.
No doubt.
We can't
100%,
just blindly go to the polls and say I'm going to vote Democrat, but it's like, what are you going to do for us? Like,
I believe they play in our face, man.
They do play in
They
our
play in
face.
our face, man.
And I only say that because there's no difference for the ghetto, no matter who's in office.
Right.
So let's be honest. When you say, oh, they not going to do nothing, and then a political person in office, he does more for the working class family. He's not beat for the person who want to be on the corner all day. it be different things. Like I don't want to
But why
say.
would you say that though? And that's what I have a problem at. Because when we say black people is not the people that's going to be on the corner all day.
Right.
You have a segment.
that's a
You have a
bad stigma.
segment of the people that's maybe on the people on the corner. But shit, like you have a lot of people
I'm
that's
talking
getting up
about
and they
when
going to
black
church.
people.
Judge
I'm
us
talking
from
about
that,
when
though.
the black people say Trump is affecting black people. He's not really affecting black people. We know people who's just going to be on the corner.
No,
I'm
he
not
is
in no other
affecting
country.
black people. He's affecting everyone in this country. When they do
Right,
shit
so
like
not just
when
black
they try
people.
to
That's my
eliminate
point.
when they try to eliminate like Medicare and things of that nature, that's affecting.
But why?
Everybody,
Why
yeah.
is he eliminated? Look, why is he eliminating it,
It's
and in
been
what
a lot
time
of
frame?
fraud.
He said I'm
I can't tell you
he
point
said
blank,
I'm
but
gonna
it's a lot of fraud in that-
so it is a
in
lot
that
of fraud. But
program
when he say,
that
"Hey,
I
I'll
thought he
give
was
you
trying to get
5
to, yeah.
years, I
Right.
give you my term
Right.
to get all that you need to have," but then you should build yourself up. Like he says things like this.
Right.
Hey, you only should have Medicaid and
Right.
housing for 2 years because people pay for insurance in America.
No. That it doesn't
Nah,
work like that, bro. It doesn't
he
work
did-
like
What
that,
doesn't
bro.
work like that? I'm
You
saying-
have people that are disabled. If you're going to give
He's
a person
not talking
five,
about them.
those,
Look, that's what I'm
yeah.
saying, Hood.
No,
He's not
that-
talking
that
about
be
them.
the misconception,
That's be
too.
the misconception.
He
He's
ain't
not
talking
talking
about
about
how is that?
disabled.
How is that a misconception?
Because he's not talking
because
about
it's affecting
disabled.
everybody.
What's that group?
How?
What's that group? What's that group?
Because
that,
you're people who not as disabled. How if I don't cut disabled people and
Yeah, he
cut
not
everybody
cut- yeah,
able?
right.
How is that affecting you? You need to get up and get a job.
the people that can.
They
No,
can. The people
yeah.
who can.
So I understand that.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is,
let's
people.
try to say this
they
though. Let's
clump
try to
all
say
that
this though.
in,
Let's
though.
try to say this. Everybody is being lumped into the same
Everybody
thing.
lumped
And
into
that.
Let's just say this, right? So you said this out your own mouth. You went to black people when we talking about Medicaid. But I know for a fact from the numbers, when you look at welfare and government assistance, black people is not the most people that's even on welfare and government assistance.
Right.
And why is that? Because they'd rather sell drugs than go get it, Hood. Let's be for real.
Oh,
Okay.
no, that's not the reason. The
I'm
reason is
telling
because
you.
there's way more white
White
folks in the
people in there,
country
yeah.
No.
that are below the poverty line than it is of us.
Okay,
That's the
And
reason.
that's another. That's
So-
another
so we talk-
misconception too. They always think
Black people,
that
when
goes
you're-
straight to us, but it's them.
When-
So if he cutting it for them, they say, but he's super racist. But he's cutting his own people. Well, not saying his
Do
own
black people know
White
what the
people, but he
census
don't give a
bureau
fuck
is?
about nothing but money.
Look, when them census
Trump
bureau,
cares
when the
about nothing but
census,
money, bro.
when the census come to your house, no black person really fills it out. That's part of political promise,
I
bro.
think-
They don't even know you exist
Yeah.
because you didn't tell them you exist.
Yeah.
So that's
our ignorance too.
That's some
Word.
people with a
Some
certain
people, right.
mindset, though.
Right.
That's some people
Yeah.
with a certain mindset.
So if you
Everybody.
don't know, you should Hood, who we voting for? Because I don't know. And then if you can explain it to them and they trust you, that's how we vote.
And I think they're using the Charlie Kirk murder and whatever side. One side using it as they did it, this side using it as they, and that's what I think is wrong, man.
Yeah.
Like this dude got killed in front of his wife, his kids. For whatever reason, he was a debater.
Yeah.
He wasn't no politician.
He wasn't a
Right.
politician.
He had his own
Like,
company.
he went to
Turning Point
schools and he
USA.
spoke.
Right.
Now,
College
I cannot agree with his message.
Right, all
but
of it.
I
Yeah.
don't necessarily feel like go ahead and kill a person.
Right.
And so this is what I want to say, because I know a lot of my people on social media, they've been saying and rejoicing and doing this. And I kind of look at that as no different than the Chicago shit, where it's like we smoking on Tuka pack or we smoking on this pack. I came from a generation where it's like, all right, you may not like a person, but once they dead, it's like, all right, they dead. Like, is it not over, or do I?
No, it's over.
Like, I mean, I can see if it's like a woman and she
Right.
may have been, sexually assaulted
Right.
by someone or something, and she may take that to her grave, where that person, all right, it's fucked them for life.
We ain't talking about civilians though.
Yeah, but we just talking about a person who spoke their beliefs.
Right.
Bruh, I don't really agree with what you're talking about.
Right.
Also, I'm just not at a point in my life where as though I'm going to rejoice death.
Yeah.
And so I could disagree with you, but they just words.
So rejoicing death, because everybody is, what they say, pessimistic, optimistic.
Yeah.
I don't have to rejoice death, but I don't have to celebrate what you were saying either.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm definitely not
Yeah, but
celebrating
nobody's
what you're saying.
celebrating. No,
I'm
right.
not celebrating what you're saying.
But the people who doesn't care that you died, because it's a duality.
I think that's one thing too, though, and that's good though. I can honestly not give a fuck about you dying.
Right.
That's
If I
cool.
don't know nothing about
That's
it, yeah,
cool.
fuck it,
Okay.
yeah.
But my belief system is that once you go out to, oh, you did, and you quoting memes, and to me that's taking it another level, and I feel like.
And I'm on, I'm only asking
They had a
because
rally in New York.
that takes to people's spirituality. We might not grew up in the same spiritual, and like I said, prejudice and racist. Some people are just racist, so they just talking to be talking.
Even him, he made jokes about George Floyd when he died, and he said that he died from.
That ain't the only one. It's people we love like Hulk Hogan who made racist statements too.
Yeah,
We loved
I don't
Hulk Hogan.
think-
Look, until he made them statements, black people loved Hulk Hogan.
Look,
absolutely.
And then when he made them statements, when he died, they said,
I'm stepping away from you.
I think a lot of things be getting out of context. I don't think we should be rejoicing nobody's death, right? But George Floyd wasn't a stand-up dude, bro. He beat old ladies up. He robbed black women. Like, now I ain't talking about his addiction. I'm
So
just
the
talking about
basketball player gonna be
his
mad
life.
because that
Right.
was his man.
Right.
And this is what I be talking
But this
about.
is what I'm saying.
This your man,
Yeah,
but he a bullshit
Right.
nigga.
How you let that? Yeah, Steven Jackson. That's all that.
Look,
bullshit.
Steven Jackson, he gonna say he a real nigga.
Always
But
say
your man, I ain't say he ain't get did wrong.
But he done
I'm just saying,
wrong.
don't act like he was a stand-up nigga.
Right.
Hey yo,
And
His
I ain't
karma
saying-
got
I
him.
ain't- and
I'm
exactly, I
glad.
ain't gonna
I'm
say you
glad.
don't-
I'm glad that y'all said this,
Yeah.
and I embrace this
Right.
challenge. But I stand on the completely total opposite side of that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, damn, bro, I'm a person. I just got finished saying that when you was out here
Right.
doing We Sharp,
Yeah.
I was in prison, bro.
Word.
Right.
Word.
I was fucked up.
Word.
I sold smack to a lady. She had a baby.
Right.
Right.
Malcolm X was robbing motherfuckers and
Word.
stealing from motherfuckers.
Absolutely.
Maya Angelou was out here prostituting herself.
So let me ask you a
She's
question.
one of the illest pins
little-
of the 20th
Your little
century.
cousin come
Yeah.
to you right now, though, Hood, and ask you for investment in dope, you gonna say no.
No.
I understand that, but
So
what
you
I'm
got
saying is,
but why
we
you gonna
can't
say
look-
no?
But
You
we-
ain't gonna let them take your path.
Bro,
Yeah.
but we can't look at a person and say that what they did in the past that defines who they are moving
That's not
forward.
what I
That's not
said.
what you saying. I
I
ain't saying that
said
either.
you know he got a good intention,
Right.
But he's struggling and he
Right.
need to sell
He-
dope.
yeah,
Hood.
he wasn't at work, Hood.
I understand
when
that.
they-
So
when they
you
grabbed
gonna
him up.
help him invest in dope, or
But
you gonna tell him?
Yeah, he wasn't
hey,
at
man,
work.
that
when
ain't.
He wasn't at work. He
Yeah.
had counterfeit money. He was
That's what
high
I'm
as
saying.
fuck.
He's a
Not saying
street-
you're gonna die. That like don't want to get this construed that he deserved to die because he high and he had counterfeit money. The
That's
cop
what
was
the
totally
narrative.
wrong.
The cop
Yeah,
was
the cop
wrong,
was totally
but
wrong.
don't paint the
could've been- he
narrative.
already got his
I
hand
think-
covered.
Because he
You
was
shouldn't
wrong,
even-
don't mean you was a good dude.
Right.
The man may have been doing this, he may have
Right.
been doing that. I don't feel like that gives a person a right who's here by my tax dollars.
Right.
Motherfucker, I go to work every day.
Absolutely.
So I'm paying your salary.
Right.
That
Right.
does not give you the option to kill me in the
I
street.
100% agree.
Yeah,
with
we
you.
agree
Like,
with
I don't
that.
give a
Hell
f-
yeah,
I
we
don't-
agree with that.
We didn't say
you know,
we
he don't
disagree
des-
with that.
he didn't
We
deserve
said
to
once the
die.
cop
But-
killed him, they start making it seem like
he was
he's
the
a
martyr.
positive
Yeah, like
black
he was the
guy.
martyr. That's what it is.
No,
That's
no,
what the
no.
No,
narrative
that's what the
was.
narrative
Yeah.
was.
No,
They
that's
was
not
like,
the
oh,
narrative.
George.
No,
That's
it
not the
was.
narrative.
That was the
saying
narrative.
that. They
No,
was trying to
Steven
narrative-
Jackson himself said that's my good brother.
No, I disagree with that.
No,
Listen,
I'm just telling you the
look,
narrative they
boom,
had.
boom.
Yeah.
How many people do you know
Right.
that's on the other side of
And
right?
I wouldn't say they're a good brother because listen, Hood, we tell people all
They
the time.
your good brother
Listen
though.
to what
you
I'm telling
fuck with them. You
Yeah.
know
So
people
when
that
you
have
gotta
died
do-
and have been doing
the
bullshit.
situation-
But
that
when
you
you got a
hold them near and
duality
dear.
and you're not
Yeah.
being biased, I know what I did
Yeah.
and what this person do. He don't do what I
Right.
do. He rules with the intention of being devilish.
Right.
That wasn't my cause or yours.
Right,
I
right,
understand
right.
I know
that.
That's the
we
difference
know
right
people.
there. That's
look,
the difference, Hood, I
we
think,
know
too.
people whose intention
Right.
was bad.
Right. So if he was
Yeah.
just walking
I
down the
wouldn't-
street and the cop did it, it would be a whole different like.
They
Oh,
was
shit.
already-
So you
But
think?
not
so
saying
you think?
again,
So you
he
think
don't
it
deserve
makes
to
it?
die.
Let's
because
just
he
say.
did
Let's
some
just say
bullshit.
it was the law-abiding citizen.
Right.
It just makes it worse.
Yeah,
No,
that
let me
changed
just
the
ask-
narrative for me.
If it was
it's
a law-abiding citizen,
right.
yeah, you should be able to conduct
If you hear
yourself.
something happen,
that
to
mean
me,
they put
Hood,
us on. So,
I ain't never been locked up
so
for
we gonna
nothing
talk about-
bullshit. If I'm
And I
coming
commend
from
you for
work,
that.
Y'all
right,
both
if
big
I'm coming,
bros.
if I'm driving, a nigga pull me over and pull me out the car, and he suffocate me with his knee on my back, you gonna be like, damn, he wasn't doing shit. He was positive in the
So
hood.
we gotta show-
blah, blah, blah. Not saying he deserved again.
Right.
Not saying he deserved to die. But don't act like.
Yeah, I say once you
duality,
say
though.
Yeah,
no, there is a
Remember,
duality.
it's
but I-
duality
I
to
feel like
people.
once you say he does not deserve to die,
Right.
but
Like that,
like
yeah.
once you add the
The
but,
because
like,
they
it
added
takes
more
away
context
everything.
to it.
So when
They
you
added
saying
like
the
he was-
concept, I'm not saying
Yeah.
he doesn't. Nobody
because I feel like
deserves
that's
to die.
I feel like
Right,
that's the
like Charlie
trick.
Kirk didn't
Nobody
I
deserve to
feel
be
like
shot.
that's the
deserves to die.
trick. I feel like that's the trick that the media plays on us.
No, he died through trauma. Nobody deserves to die like that.
And they did
but
a
I'm saying
toxicology report saying
afterwards,
he wasn't suffocated. He died because he had fentanyl. Now I don't know
no,
how
that's
true that is.
no, that's
the
the
narrative.
false. That's the false
That's
all right,
narrative.
but what I'm saying
'Cause
is
I
I'm
seen
talking
the
about
video on
his
his neck, on
his
his back.
history
Yeah, right.
of what they
He
already
died from
have.
asphyxiation.
Okay.
That's
What they
me choking.
already
Right,
have.
right.
What
Yeah.
they already have against them. Because I ain't gonna say no names, but we grew up in a place where I know people and the cop shot him because he was running in the face and he ran to his grandmother's house so he could be safe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Does the cop got the right to shoot him in the face while he's running and not shooting him? No.
No.
But the fact that the person that I personally know you ain't doing good, they might be scared too.
No.
They
no,
people.
No.
That's a good point.
No,
They
no,
people,
no, no.
huh?
I agree with your
Right.
point of being people, but my also point to that is, listen, for me to get a CDL, you know how much training I had to do in order to get a CDL? For a doctor to be a doctor, you know how much schooling he has to go through to be a doctor? So you mean to tell me a person who's going to be policing our community,
Yeah, that whole
he's
system
scared
is-
he's
I
scared,
understand this.
he's
Right.
scared
I understand
at the
all
mere
these things.
thought of me being a black man
That's
retreating.
another program.
Back to your point of you closed the door
Right.
and
Locked
he
it.
told you all this.
Right.
And I was going to circle back to what you were saying about how Jay was riding a bus, and I'm talking about like I was always driving. Nah, I was on a run for a while.
Yeah.
I was a passenger nigga in motherfuckers' cars.
Yeah.
And I used to be telling Hawk, and I used to be telling Gank, and I used to be telling Mahal, bro, why you speeding? Bro.
Right.
They're not living the life you
why-
live.
But it don't matter though.
It do to
I'm-
them.
It
I'm in
does
your-
not
I'm in your
matter. It
proximity.
does not matter.
You need this, yeah.
If we together, I'm your brother.
Right.
Why
I
you
hear what
talking back to this cop?
I hear what you saying, Hood.
Why you talking back to this cop?
I hear what you saying.
Bro, give him your license. Let
Right.
him run your license, and
So
let's go.
You can
Let's
be
go.
free.
Let's go.
Right.
Look what I'm saying, the duality.
No, no,
I
no,
got
no, no,
pulled
no.
over
I'm
plenty
not
of
on the
times,
run.
bro.
In that
Right.
moment,
They supposed to. They
No, listen
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
Listen to me. In that moment, it was okay. I want to go home, but when you dealing with a situation, you always want to de-escalate the situation.
for
like
who?
Mo
That's
just
your
now
opinion.
off-
That's your opinion, Hood.
That's the logical opinion of a man. That's what a man should be trying to
that's
do.
not what I'm
I
saying.
tell my sons every
Lie.
day, your
That's not
job
what
is to
I'm
make
saying.
it back
When you don't-
home.
what- that's not what
Your
I'm
job
saying.
is to make it
So
back
many
home.
times
Everybody you
pulled
think
over
about,
in
everybody you
town.
pull into ain't logical, Hood.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what we.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's-
You
what
can't
we
be
trying
mad
to
that
make.
they not logical.
No, I can pull my brother up and try to get my brother where
If
I
he's
am.
not logical, what are you gonna do?
Right.
You
So-
constantly
so if a cop-
pull your brother
Hey,
up.
Hood. So if a cop would have pulled him out the car and did what he had to do, we'd have been like the same thing we said with Floyd. Like, but we know you on bullshit.
Yeah.
So if you on bullshit, this might happen to you. But if you were logically thinking, this police, we already know how they think of us anyway.
Right.
We know
That's
how
my
they think of
mindset
us.
through. I got pulled over.
I wouldn't even
got
put
pulled over
my
at
brothers
Old
through
Bridge.
it because I think logically.
Word. I got pulled
And
over
that's
at
what
Old
I'm
Bridge,
saying.
drunk as
And
hell.
so-
And I'm like,
But-
bro, in my mind, I'm like, I gotta make it. I'm like, yo, I was lost, da da da.
Yeah.
Never got a ticket, bro. Like I never had a bad experience with a white cop, and I was drunk, fried, and never.
Me either.
You know what I'm
that's
saying? 'Cause
With drugs in my pocket
right.
and everything.
'Cause I know my
I
paperwork
didn't
straight.
have a bad experience with
Right.
a cop.
Can I say one thing?
Because I
Can I
knew
say
I was
one thing?
doing wrong.
Right.
Either I submitted or I took him on a chase.
Yeah.
Can I
That's
say
it.
one thing? Let me add into
Damn,
this.
Whit.
Let me add into
I
this.
took him on the chase.
In my opinion, bro, I feel just
Man,
like
we
y'all
eluded,
do.
Right.
we
I feel-
eluded cops. Me and Hood eluded
Yeah.
cops
That's what I'm
together.
saying.
Word.
And I'm talking about using our smarts where you ran and then we walked and everybody
Yeah.
else running and we looking.
But this is what I'm saying, though.
yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
We
though.
looked at like
I didn't
normal
really
civilians.
have those negative experience with the cops either.
Yeah.
Shit, I had Mahoney pull me over back in the day,
Right.
find a little bit of krills on me, and he like, get the fuck out of here.
Because he want stolen cars. You got to understand what they
Mahoney
did
want
for.
dope and he want guns. So, you know, what I'm kind
See,
of trying to
I'm
say.
a little younger. He moved
Yeah.
to stolen cars.
What,
though.
what
That's
I'm
New
trying to
Jersey Drive
say is, in our era, in the Northeast, not including New York, because New York is a total separate place all its own.
Word
Cops
up.
be wilding in New York, but
I'm talking about that. What?
in our
So
area, the
first
cops
precinct-
don't really be wilding
So
like
the
that.
first
though.
precinct.
That's
no,
middle
no, no, no.
America where all that shit be happening
Hood.
at.
The first precinct had cases on them with Big Samad, Twist. You know these names. They was crooked.
No, I'm not saying.
yeah.
No,
I'm
no,
just
no.
telling you,
No,
we talking about
no,
the hood.
no,
They
no.
black. Look what I'm saying.
Twist.
The
We having
first-
two separate conversations.
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
I understand being a crooked cop. I'm talking about the police brutality of
Yeah.
being fucked up and
I'm
killed by
telling
police.
I'm telling you, the civilians is getting brutalized by crooked cops. So what about that point? So why, as a thug, I gotta respect good cops?
I just think as a
Look,
man,
look,
I just
look.
think as
This
a
is
man,
the political point that
No.
we went to.
This is what I'm saying,
some of them
though.
cops
This is-
believe Democrat, and some of them cops believe
No,
Republican.
this is what I'm
whole
saying though.
system gotta get
What
shut
I'm
down.
saying
the whole
is,
system, right?
as a
Fucking
man,
system,
you respect another man.
Right.
Correct.
It don't matter if he's a cop.
Some men don't respect authority.
He's a.
Yeah.
That's a you problem.
No,
though.
Yeah.
no, that's
That becomes
not.
a you
All right,
problem.
that could be.
If
that
you
could
don't
be a
respect
problem.
If you don't
authority.
respect authority, you got to face the
But
consequences.
we all
of that.
got to deal with authority.
Right.
Wait,
You gotta
wait.
deal with the consequences.
That's
of
what
it.
My
you say.
sons look at me as God.
Because you the man,
I
right?
have
you
authority.
the man in your household.
I
Absolutely.
can't go to my job and tell them people I'm
Yeah.
not going to do this route.
Right.
They
So-
looking at me like, Joe, shut the fuck up and go do this
So
route.
let
We
me
all
ask you
got
something,
authority.
because you
Right,
part
right.
entrepreneur.
Yeah.
We entrepreneurs, right?
Right.
When you an entrepreneur and you making your own money, you think you're gonna have that same mindset?
You do.
You have to.
Everybody,
You have to a little
that's
bit.
even
What
more.
mindset you have to have?
Because when you an entrepreneur,
You have to respect
still
the
have
cops,
to
or do
keep.
you have to abide
you
by
gotta
the law?
keep relationships
The law,
open.
of course.
So
the
that's
law.
what I'm asking
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
All right,
The law.
so Lott. So do
The law.
you respect the cop or do you abide by the law?
Well, it becomes hand to hand. Like if I know he the police, I'm not gonna disrespect him. Plus, I know
Why?
if-
Because he got the law behind him?
that too.
But what if he's wrong in the way he approach you as a man?
But like Hood
As a
said,
man,
I'll
you
object
gonna
him.
speak to him,
I'll
though.
object.
And
him
he
to get
still got
home.
the law behind him to lock
I
you
know,
up.
but I object him
still
to
got
get
the law
home, bro.
behind
So
him.
you
Yeah.
go so you gonna go to jail
Yeah, I object
for
to
being
him.
a man.
No, I'm
No,
not.
I'm not going to
trying-
jail.
No.
So you
me-
gonna bow down to the law.
You got to do what you got to do to get home.
Yeah.
No,
you
all
just gotta
right.
get
So what
home,
I'm trying to
man.
explain, you had a Martin and you had a Malcolm.
Yes.
One bowed down and one wouldn't. You can't be upset at either opinion. If we all know that we from the bottom and there's a structural change that needs to happen,
Yeah.
you can't have an opinion on how which one of us do it.
No.
No, right.
No.
No, I got you on that.
You can have an
No,
opinion,
I can
but you
have
can't
an
say
opinion.
we wrong.
I can have an
You
opinion
can't
on
say we
anything.
wrong.
And a
That's what I mean.
perspective.
You can't say which
But
one wrong.
what I
Because
can
Martin
say
and Malcolm
is-
is the same as every hood.
both got-
They're trying to get to the same thing.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, for my 45 years of living on this earth, walking on this earth, doing what I was doing, maneuvering, I learned a certain way to move.
I
Like
think we
there's
got
just
two segments here just to show you.
there's
This
just
got political.
Yeah, there's just a certain way that you gotta move.
Absolutely.
Like
you said, you got.
I want to
Duality.
get home every
gotta
day.
get home,
That's
bro.
the main thing. So there may be a young person or they may be an older person, and I may have cut him off in traffic.
Right.
He may ride up on me.
Right.
Yo, motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right, bro, you got
Yeah,
it.
word.
Hood,
You got
do
it.
All right, so do you understand?
got it.
Because of the duality you have, the civilian pulled up on the ex-thug talking about switching lanes. You have the duality.
Bro, that happened to me.
Everybody doesn't.
I
Hood.
understand
What
that,
about the
right.
ones where
I
we see the clips of the civilians throwing shit at the windows on people?
Somebody did that to me.
That's-
Somebody did that to me.
Wow.
And let me explain.
Yeah.
So I was going to work. I was about to get on the parkway. A little Indian dude. So he got off at Edison too. So I knew he was like, of Indian descent. So what happened was I'm getting I'm getting on the parkway. But I'm trying to make the right turn.
We laughing at Mo.
Yeah. The video
I don't know how I'm gonna cut this shit out. Cause you burping like you about to throw up and everything.
Word.
Like I'm like, yo, don't throw up on the gear.
Throw up on the gear.
But so I'm about to merge onto the parkway. And so the dude acting like he not wanting to let me get in. So I speed up. I'm like, bro, like
Yeah,
it's mad
one
space
space,
right
right,
there,
right.
bro.
Hate
Like,
that shit.
why is you not trying to let me in traffic, bro?
In a
Like, so I
rush.
speeds up. I get in. I gets on the what's the name? Now I'm not about to just start flying because I know you
Yeah.
I know you about to ride
Feel
past
some
and you about to
type of
say
way,
whatever
right.
you about to say. little Indian dude. So he looking at me, he cursing me out. I'm like, bro, like, what's good?
Yeah.
Like what? He tried to throw like a empty it was like a Coca-Cola can at me and try to speed off. Are you blocking the camera?
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, what? Now,
Yeah.
in that moment, I speed up a little bit.
Right.
I speed up. So now I'm like, bro, you ain't about to throw nothing at my car. Like, I'm speeding up. I'm trying to like, but eventually I'm like, all right, bro, you got it. Like, what
What are you doing it for?
Like, what am I going to do?
But the instinct of the ghetto kicked in.
It kicked in because I was hot.
Right.
Why was you hot?
Because like he disrespected me.
You
like,
cut him off. That's how he felt.
I cut him off
Because he was bullshitting with
because
driving.
He was bullshitting
So,
with traffic.
so now this is what I say about the duality, hood. You driving your 18-wheeler tractor.
I'm not even in the 18-wheeler. I'm in my car.
Right, well, you driving like you in the hood on the highway. Because that's what you drive like.
No, we not even
I'm just
on the
telling you how
highway
he
yet.
feel.
Yeah,
I'm talking about how he feel.
Yeah.
Nigga, I can make this segue over to this lane.
Yeah.
Other people who not from the hood don't do that. Hood,
Yeah.
they don't drive like that.
So I understand there's a duality, but I also feel like this is my thing.
White people don't got that duality, bro.
They do. We look
don't.
at white people like
Yeah,
they this
they not
perfect.
no-
They
hell
do the
yeah.
same shit we do.
I'm not saying it ain't a
Hood and all that
duality.
wild
I'm
shit.
talking about, all right, so you talk about trailer press.
I'm not talking about
Nah,
trailer
man.
trash. I'm talking about your everyday person that's in the
Word.
office somewhere.
Yeah.
They like us.
Don't give 'em that
We
grace.
more
They ain't got that
alike
shit.
than we
I
are
ain't-
different, bro.
Word.
Like we
No,
more
they
alike.
got
Right.
all right, so what I'm gonna say, we got a tripwality because this
You
is
know
just
right here,
being
baby.
honest.
Yeah.
But because they have a extra step, right? They don't even have to show the duality, bro. Look, I'm just telling you.
No, I think
how-
some things go to privilege, but
So-
we all have.
right, so privilege
We all
is-
have
But-
our custom.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, he's golfing off.
Okay.
privilege,
We
though.
all have our customer service voice,
Right. Okay.
how we may act
Right.
in
Our
around the
neighborhood.
job,
Right.
and then we all have a little bit of "I'll get
They
loose
the
on
same
your
way,
ass."
bro.
Like
They the
it's the
same
same
way,
shit.
man, yeah.
They may not be using the words like we
Right.
using.
Right.
Like they may not be saying "op" and
Yeah.
"nigga, I'll fuck you up," but hold on, buddy.
Yeah.
Like what you think that mean? Like hold on there, buddy. Like
They got
it's the
their own
same
shit.
way.
Word.
We
So-
humans.
So what I'm saying is, when they say buddy, they don't got the duality because the motherfuckers who don't care about you, they gonna say nigga.
Well, not to us saying buddy.
I'm
No,
talking
no,
about
I'm
to
talking
them,
about the
to
white
them,
person.
though.
But
To
that's what
them,
I'm
though.
saying.
Each other,
But I'm
amongst
talking
each
about the
other.
white person that say buddy to you while he
Yeah.
outside. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But what about the white person who say nigga to you?
Yeah.
And then you saying, man, I don't even want to go in on that.
That's what
So-
I'm on though.
They got a different duality because
Yeah.
look what I mean by all this. They can say nigga, we can say cracker. It's certain things that's prejudice and different, bro. That you gotta have 100% respect for on both sides.
Right.
Cracker and nigga means the same thing.
But you can't let them get you off your square though. Don't let
And
ever
that's-
let them get you
that's
off
what
your
I feel
square
like, and that's
with that
where-
wordplay,
They never
bro.
get us off the.
Well,
We
some
don't
people-
get
No,
them
a lot
off
of
the
times.
scare.
Yeah,
What I
a lot
mean
of
is we
times.
don't get
We
them off
don't.
the square because they gonna call the police, and we got a duality that we won't call police.
But see, this,
So you see what I'm saying?
This is my
Our
thing.
our duality is negative. It's just not positive, bro.
Call
That's what I'm
police on
saying.
their
The
ass,
difference.
bro.
Look, but soon as we want to call police on them, if it ain't got nothing to do with an accident of a car, we gonna say, man, we been through worse shit than that.
Yeah.
That's what we say.
Right.
It doesn't make it okay.
I agree
Right.
with that.
Yeah,
I agree
yeah,
with
we
that
do.
to a lot of extent. But I also feel like I could sit with a person, right? And I could have a debate or a conversation with totally opposite, like
Opposite
totally different
viewpoint,
views.
perspectives,
Like,
yeah.
I don't have to agree with what you're saying, and I feel like a lot of us, that's where we get emotional
We get
at.
too
I
emotional.
won't say us, a lot of them too, but
Yeah.
people in general, I'll
Right.
say that. If a person don't agree with everything that you're
Right.
saying, especially on the internet,
Oh, man.
now it turns into a disrespectful conversation.
So
Don't-
just to
don't-
bring it
don't
all back.
Don't feed off the internet because you know
Truck
they clip
driver.
everything up and like even with the Charlie Kirk, a lot of what he said that they claiming that was so racist is clipped up and it has a different content and perspective on it. So
Yeah.
listen, I definitely don't agree with him. I'm not celebrating him. I'm not telling. I
Do
wasn't-
y'all think that's
you know
the
what I
only
hate though?
politics?
When we say we invite people to the cookout, like we was inviting Biden and what's my man Clinton's to the cookout because they was smoking weed. Like everything.
Clinton had the
ignorant.
worst drug law
Right.
at that time in
He
the
was
time,
doing
but
the worst.
I'm not old enough to vote.
Right.
But
So we give Biden
But it
this
don't
grace,
reach to us 'cause
but
Sharp
then they
was
go
letting us
back to
eat.
Trump making
Yeah.
a statement about Central Park 5, but y'all give Biden the grace when he was doing the fucking when he locked people up. So
Yeah.
I think the whole political system needs to get shut down. And nobody talking about shut down. Nobody never.
So what
gonna shut
about
it down.
taking, you know how
So
they
it's
do in
gonna
other
be-
cities? What about taking the budgets from these police? Do you think we could police ourselves? Do you
No.
think it's possible?
I don't think.
Nah, that shit
I-
won't work.
So
know
you
what?
don't think it's enough non-felons blacks?
Nah.
Like what about the black cops that's already policing our neighborhood? You don't think they're a volunteer? Because we always had a crime watch.
Right.
So that's
But
what I'm asking.
I just think the system is so.
If the majority dislike the police,
I think the
do you
day
think
and
if we
age
give
that
it a
we're
year
in-
for Essex County to show why we need police is, do you think that'll help?
Because
I
I
think
feel
it's
like
the
in this
system.
Or you think
day and
it'll be-
age
Yeah, I just think
that
the
it is
system.
today,
Yeah.
we need police.
Yeah.
Like,
the system,
and
it'd be wild, wild west out here.
if you would have asked me
Everybody gonna
this,
protect their own.
if you would have asked me this
Now, they
30
change
years
the gun
ago,
laws, it'd be something different here. in
yeah, if
Jersey,
you would have asked me
but-
this 30 years ago,
No,
I
so-
would have never thought I would be saying that. But you do need order. Like, you do need order.
But what kind of order? Because like he said, you change the gun laws. Like,
Yeah.
I can go to Florida. Like, all right, so you go to Florida. Florida is one of the most stand your ground laws.
Absolutely.
So that means hood. They don't kill people that much because me and you both got a gun and we gonna
Right.
talk it out. Up here, I might not have a gun and you have a gun and you might feel like I just gotta listen to you because you got a
Yeah.
gun. So what I'm saying is, if you don't have no police, you got some people who gonna just police their family. They're like they already do.
But like you said, the people that not gonna abide by that logic and just gonna be out here wild, wild
Yeah,
west.
there's gonna be
Who's gonna
lawlessness.
stop them?
I think
But
they're gonna kill
let
each other.
me say this.
To be honest,
let me
'cause
say this,
you
right?
ain't gonna be in the house.
Right,
Like we not gonna be.
killer.
Look,
Yeah,
look.
yeah.
When you got a different mind state, I'm not even going over there.
That spot, yeah.
So
I
let
got
me
you.
say this.
But we gonna protect it if you come
So
over
when
here.
when I go to Brooklyn, I go to Brooklyn a lot for my job, right? And during the course of that, there's a couple of different communities that I travel through. Once I get off, I usually get off 278 from Gotham's Bridge right
Talking
there in
about Chuck
Elizabeth.
shit. I thought he was talking about an eighth. Nah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I usually take the Gotham's Bridge and
Right.
take that and I go over to Brooklyn and I get off typically by exit 20 and that's like 20th Avenue in Brooklyn. So in that community, it's like a heavy Mandarin presence, like Chinese people and
Right,
stuff
right.
like that.
I'm about to say, yeah,
And
they got heavy Chinese.
So once I ride through that section, maybe a couple of blocks till I get to the store that I'm going to deliver to,
Yeah.
there's a heavy Jewish community.
Right.
In that community, they police themselves.
Right.
To
Right.
your point,
Right.
they have
We
a
all
person.
know everybody hold Jewish community to the highest standard of gentrification and owning shit.
No,
Let's be
but
for
let,
real.
let me
They got
finish
their
this
own
though.
school.
Let
Yeah.
me finish this though. So yeah, they have their
I'm
own
just saying the
schools.
difference.
They have
Keep all
they
the
actually
edits.
have people that are in cars with flashing lights that
Word.
ride around.
Wow.
And they're not
Police.
I mean,
They're not-
I say
they're
no.
not
They're not
New
New
York
York
police.
police.
But are they
PD.
trained?
But
Look,
also,
are they trained security?
yo, they policing their neighborhoods,
Right.
but
Right,
they
but
also
how, look, I want to know how they doing that because
yo, they
Listen, our ancestors was doing
Lott
that.
can Lott look.
Black Panthers was
Lott,
doing
look,
that,
this is
bro.
what I mean by when we
Yeah.
said when you
We
Google
had-
stuff.
we had our ancestors
It's
that was
people
doing
in
that.
our communities with no records that will police us to the death.
yeah.
Right.
Like neighborhood
But
watch
is the
and
neighborhood
things of
gonna
that
make sure?
nature. I
is
feel like that
look,
stuff.
The Jewish community don't pay for them. That's what we know. We
have
don't even gotta say
volunteer-
it.
we don't
What I'm
say
they
saying,
don't pay for them?
No, I said they do. The
Yeah.
Jews pay for the Jews. What I'm saying is, when we talk about and bringing it all together, we don't have black. Like I know people who got gun laws, right? And they come up. My brother, QRS the Shield in Florida, he can branch off here, but we don't got nobody who gonna take the test to carry the gun,
Right.
Yeah.
to police the
But
neighborhood.
you have to have willing participants.
Right.
Right.
That's the thing.
That's what it boils down
Right.
to. And you have to
Back to
have
the
a
mindset.
collective mindset
Absolutely.
of people who are willing to
do
just
this.
like we coming together now. We trying to build a platform,
Right.
bro. We have to have conversations about conversations. And then we have to have action.
Action.
So
It's the
speaking
same
about the
thing.
guests we getting back into, because like I said, I met with his mother.
Yeah.
And now she was giving me perspective on the grandson. And me knowing Big Bro, and you know how he's saying got his daughter. His son is a little older, and he probably going through the self-sabotaging stages we went through.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was sitting there asking, and what she tell me? I'm gonna be honest. She said, oh, he think he could sell everything this. So I had to tell I told Mama Sonia, I said, man, we got a different mindset as we get older.
Absolutely.
If as a business, he probably see his father selling clothes.
Right.
But because he can have a dispensary now,
Right.
he might feel like, hey, man, we can do dispensary and clothing.
Absolutely.
All we need is a storefront.
Absolutely.
He might not know how to get it and
Right.
obtain the rent of it.
Right. Yeah.
But when you saying he just sitting around,
Nah.
he thinking of ideas
Absolutely.
to not have to work for somebody
and-
because he see his
Right.
father not working for somebody.
And you know, back in the day, that was discouraging.
Look, I tell people
that
that.
was discouraging. Oh,
You
but
sell
got-
weed
we in a
is
different time
legal.
now, right?
And look,
I
when they
helped them
change the
formulate an
laws, they
LLC.
got a weed
I helped
dispensary
them
in
formulate an
downtown,
LLC
I asked my
for
nephew.
Bloomfield,
Absolutely.
everywhere that is considered the ghetto is a
Yo, I do pop-up
dispensary
shops.
there.
They have people that sell weed at my pop-up shop.
Look, you can go
Legally.
into a regular
So,
store and get a
right,
pre-roll
the
now.
crazy
Part,
Right.
and to your point,
Right.
But we look because of
Times have changed.
the older people who's willing to
Yep.
invest for us. They say you want to get a weed store.
Yeah, once they
yes,
hear that,
it's
yeah.
the product like T-shirts was back in the day.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
the product is legal.
It's a
You know how I
merch,
explained
yeah.
to him? The weed trade is just like the 30s depression when they made bootlegging legal.
Absolutely.
If you don't know that, you need to understand it.
Absolutely.
Because how many you can't get no legal unless you buy somebody else liquor license now.
Right.
It's gonna be like that for weed eventually.
Yeah, man.
It's the same thing. If they can't make money off it, so
Absolutely.
this is what
Why
we
you think
talking
they
about.
legalize
because what they're going to do is regulate it and
Right.
make only a
Like
certain amount of
cigarettes,
people
man,
be
yeah.
able to. get
Even
the
with
stuff.
heroin, they put it in perk form. And then gave you a prescription for it. And they only gonna lock you up if you don't sell it
Don't
to
sell
back
it
to
like
them.
that, right.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. It's the
a whole
narrative
system, man.
of what the system is.
Right.
Like bro was saying, entrepreneur. Cause I ain't gonna disrespect that. I call it entrepreneur. Because we already down at the bottom and we figured out different ways to get to the top.
I get that, but
I don't want to use the nigga, though.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
don't
know
use-
y'all. I know y'all
like-
don't want
I like the- I
It's
like
me
the
being a little
uplift.
bro.
I got you, I got
Look,
you,
I like the
that's what they
uplift.
gonna call
Yeah.
us anyway behind our
Because
backs.
he's calling ourselves that.
No,
too
but
much,
how long?
man.
Look, Eddie Murphy.
I don't like that we say we want to take that word and no. That why we got to take that word? We could use brother.
Yeah.
We could use something else, bro. We don't have to use nigga.